So for this DIY, you will need a pair of denim. Make sure it's not too skinny. The bigger the better, as that way you get more fabric to play with. I had this one on my closet for ages now. It doesn't fit me, but definitely it's not too skinny, so I have enough fabric to work with. You will also need a pair of scissors, something to mark on the fabric, and a measuring tape. First, I'm cutting the waist and the pocket part out, and Lord Jesus, the blades of my scissors were so very useless that I had a real time struggling to cut this out, as you can tell. Also because I'm doing a DIY project after so long that everything is broken, I guess. Whoa, but somehow I managed to cut it out. Next, I'm cutting the bottom part out near the seam. You can also use a seam ripper, but I feel this is easier as I won't need the seam line, so just cutting it out. Now that I have these two pieces, I'm seam ripping the outer seam line. I mean the outside of the leg, because the inner seam line will look cute, I think, so I want to keep it. Also, I didn't find my seam ripper, so I'm using the scissors first to get rid of the seam and then using a big needle. So basically, I'm pulling the threads out. Okay, so I could not resist the struggle of using my dad's scissors. Also, I realized I got no pins, no seam ripper. They are somewhere hiding in the house. So I decided to go to the store and got myself some new pins, a seam ripper, and also I got some cute buttons, specially made for denim. So whoa, I got some new stuff, okay? At least I won't have to struggle now and I can work with peace. So now I have these two leg pieces after ripping the seam line and the waist piece with the back pockets. Also, I thought the pockets would look really cute if I add it to the top, so I'm seam ripping the pockets out with the help of the seam ripper. Next, with the two leg pieces starting from the white part, I'm cutting out in a straight line to get rid of the uneven edges. Next, taking 10.5 inches as breadth, I'm marking a straight line at the top and also taking away 1/2 inch from the bottom because I realized it was not straight enough when I used the scale. So I'm doing the same to both the pieces and cutting it out. Now that I don't want to get confused, I'm writing it down. So this is going to be the front of the top and this is going to be the back. Also, do you see how this doesn't match? This part is bigger than this part, as this one was the front side of the leg and this one was the back. And same goes with the other piece. This one is bigger than this one because this one was the back part of the leg and this one was the front. But I'm going to have to match it together, so I'm going to match it, this seam line, to make sure the front and back doesn't look different. Now, because I want the seam line in the middle, I'm holding it, keeping the seam in the middle and cutting out the excess, and doing the same with the front piece. Next, taking the remaining part of one leg, first cutting out the bottom near the seam line and taking 10 inches as the length of the top and cutting out a piece. And again folding it into half and cutting it out. Now I can add it to the front piece and expand the size of the top. Of course, this step is really not necessary if you don't need it, but this top won't fit me, so I need some extra fabric. Moving on, I'm pinning the edges of both the pieces, keeping the wrong side out before sewing. Also, I decided to do a top stitch to make the seam line look more prominent. Now that the front piece of my top is ready, I am going to add a zipper on one side and also add the back piece after. Also, in case you get confused with the pieces, always remember the one with the wide part is the top and the narrow part is cutting out a piece about 4 inches wide, folding it into half and cutting out the excess. Next, sewing the edges keeping about ½ centimeter and turning the wrong side out, and sewing it all around to make the straps look more flat and prominent. Moving on, I cut out the rest extra pieces, keeping about 1½ inches wide, and joined the pieces together, hemmed the raw edges about ½ centimeter on both the sides, and this is what it looks like. Next, it's time to add the straps and seal the raw edges of both the top and the bottom. So first I'm adding the straps only at the front, doing a box stitch, and then adding the other straps over to seal the edges. Also, do not forget to cut the excess of the zipper if you have any. Once all the straps are added, wear the top to know where exactly to add the straps at the back and pin it down to sew it. Now to add the pockets, I'm using some fabric glue, spreading it with a piece of fabric and adding it near the straps. If you are not sure where to add the pockets, first mark the areas before gluing it. I kept the pockets to dry overnight. Make sure to keep something heavy over it for good pressure. Next, to add some finishing touch to the top, I added the buttons in the middle over the seam line and hand sew it. And there you have your denim top ready, made from scratch, spending $0. I am so happy how this turned out, although I realized it could have looked better if it was a new looking denim. Like, you can tell the denim was old and faded. Apart from that, I love the cute buttons with the cute pockets on. Overall, it makes a really cute top. I really hope you guys enjoyed this DIY, and do not forget to comment below if you want to see more videos like this. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!